Go
I'm
ahead.
just staring. Wait, what? Me first? I thought you were. We've gone
Okay,
off the rails
fine.
already.
I'll do it.
What are you
Jesus.
doing? It's just your show.
No, apparently now it's our show.
Well, yeah, yeah. What's yours is mine. That's part of the agreement for the collaboration.
So glad I don't have anything. Okay. Hello. My name is
Hi.
Amara Wynn.
Oh, me. I'm LJ Langdale.
He doesn't know his name.
No, it's
Eh,
a fake name.
Don't tell people that. We can't do this. This is the worst idea. Okay, this is the author series, which I sit down and talk with other. This is Broody Bunny, by the way, where I sit down with indie authors and talk to them about their books, the good, the bad, the ugly, their process, and all that fun stuff. And down here is going to be my website, and over there is going to be his website. And I decided to let Mr. Langdale come and be my co-host today. And apparently, he's going to be my co-host all the time. So I apologize in advance for any future interviews. Um,
As you should.
Today, today we are interviewing Karl Newton, but before he comes on, we have to do our little spiel that first, this is a YouTube channel. I'm too old to ask you, so just go ahead and subscribe and like. I'm just way too old to do that. And two, I am an indie author. He is an indie author. My book is More Than I Expected. It is out on Amazon, Amazon Kindle, Amazon Kindle Unlimited, and you can get it in paperback from all major book outlets. Go.
And my book, Sir, is available on Amazon, Amazon Kindle, Amazon Kindle Unlimited, and on paperback from Amazon and the Great British Bookshop. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, sure. Go buy it, please. I am 5 orders away from 100 orders, which will be an amazing milestone for me. So please go buy it. It's really, really cheap at the moment on Amazon, especially on ebook.
It's like a pound, right?
It's a pound, yeah, or $1.30.
Is that right? That's math. I
Maybe.
can't do math.
Yeah, okay, but it's
Sure, it's less than
it's cheap.
$2.
Yeah, it's like cheaper than McDonald's.
And you get to
So
keep it
yeah, yeah,
forever. It's a good book.
forever.
I've read it and I liked it a lot. He has not read my book, so we won't discuss that. Um, and every time I see him, I'm going to remind him that he has not read my book yet.
I have read 2/3 of your book.
Is that all of it?
No, that's not all of it,
Then
but
you have
that's
not read my book.
you're insinuating I haven't read a single page, but I
You
have. I'm a slow reader.
anyway, let's quit talking about us because we will
Yeah.
sit here and goof off for the entire hour. And I don't want to do that because that's rude to Karl, and we don't want to be rude to Karl. So, yes, writer series, LJ Langdale at Mara Wynn, and our information is here. You can find us, buy our books, and let's get to the interview.
You go.
Hello, my name is Amara Wynn, and I am here with
LJ Langdale.
who has decided that he's going to be my co-host, whether I like it or not. And we are here with Karl Newton. Hi, Karl.
Hello, hello, good evening or good afternoon, should it be your time?
Yeah, it's only 3 o'clock here.
Okay.
How is the
Yeah.
future? Is the future any better than the present? Because right now it's pretty shit.
No, it's pretty
Uh,
shitty. Yeah.
I haven't done much with the 6 hours that I'm ahead of you to say that it's overly better. So yeah.
We'll just go with it's shit there too.
Yeah.
All right, we like to interview indie authors, and I'm going to let the lovely and adorable LJ read his biography for Karl because I don't want him to make fun of my southern accent saying Birmingham. Read away, friend.
Okay. So, Mr. Newton, you are a British author from Birmingham, in England, not Alabama,
Yeah.
writing dark, gritty, psychological thrillers and suspense fiction rooted in realism, atmosphere, and deeply character-driven storytelling. Drawing from his working-class Birmingham upbringing, Karl's novels are raw, emotionally intense, and packed with unexpected twists that challenge both his characters and his readers. Influenced by music culture, lived experience, and lifelong fascination with the psychology of the human behavior, Karl explores themes of identity, pressure, trauma, and survival through flawed, believable protagonists. His stories place complex characters at the center of fast-paced, high-stakes narratives where every decision carries weight and consequences feel real. Blending psychological depth, gritty UK realism, and twist-heavy suspense, Karl's work appeals to fans of British psychological thrillers, dark suspense novels, and character-led crime and thriller fiction. His writing is unflinching, immersive, and grounded in emotional truth, delivering stories that linger long after the final page.
And your book is Bobby, and it's currently out now.
It is. It is.
And you're a
Yeah.
poet.
Yes, I dabble with a bit of poetry. Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
everything going on.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Well,
The
Karl, tell us what we need
big-
to know about you that's not in that bio.
Um, well, I think it alluded to the fact that my writing's quite dark because I have quite a dark sense of humour. The lived experience bit talks to the fact that I have had and have ongoing sort of mental health issues, which was rooted in addiction as well at one point. I'm now in long-term recovery. A lot of that kind of seeps out into my stories quite naturally because you write what you know about. So yeah, I kind of know about that world. Um, Other than that, yeah, I'm a massive sports fan. Um, and yeah, I'm pretty humble.
Well, this is not the Humble Club. So we all think we're pretty amazing. So
I'm
I mean, you're
I'm I'm terrible at recognizing my own achievements and bigging myself up. So yeah, I suppose that's where the humility comes in a little bit.
well, let us build you up then. LJ is great at that.
Yeah, I mean you're a pretty prolific author, aren't you, Karl?
Yeah,
You
I am.
released Bobby, and then soon after you've got the poetry book out. You're already working on your next novel as well.
Yeah, I did. I've done two novels before, Bobby. Did a two-book series,
Yeah,
and they were my first two. And I'm always writing poetry, so I thought what I'd do is I'd try and put out an annual collection of poems, kind of somewhere. I'm working at about a book a year at the moment, novel-wise, and
yeah,
I figured that kind of once I've then sort of at the start of the year as it's been released, the latest novel, I'll have a cooling off period before writing the next novel, during which I'll go back through notebooks at verses here and there of poetry and put them together into a collection just to break it up, just so I'm doing something different for a few weeks before diving back into novel writing.
Novel writing is intense, and Bobby seems like it's a little intense. So why don't you tell us about
A
Bobby?
little intense. It's very intense. I
Yeah,
enjoyed the break. I mean,
I have it. So yeah.
yeah, yeah, he's an extremely complex character. The story follows a lot of trials and tribulations, and at one point, without giving away too much spoiler wise, it gets extremely dark. Extremely dark. So much so I was only writing a few hundred words a day at the time during that section of the book because it was just difficult to write. I was sitting there almost in tears or kind of feeling heavy and thinking, God, I can't write much more of this today. But I
yeah,
got through it, and yeah,
yeah. So you mentioned you're on your own recovery from addiction, and addiction and recovery are portrayed with brutal honesty in Bobby, and I'm guessing you drew on a lot of personal experience, but was there a line you had of what's too far when you went dark, or was it just a case of I got to get this down on the page and I have to share my truth almost?
if I said I had a line, I'd be a massive hypocrite because I definitely, if I had any preconceived idea of how far was too far, I smashed it in that dark section of the book
Yeah,
and just went beyond it. So I'd be a hypocrite if I said there was a line in the sand. But yeah, there's a lot of it there. There's a lot drawn from personal experience. Bobby's journey, some of the extremes he's gone to are different from mine, but it's still rooted in that sort of that despair and that being broken soul wise and stuff. It's that's common sort of ground between me and Bobby.
Now, Bobby's a celebrity, right? So the novel really does kind of follow him in this very intense environment. How did you balance the public spectacle of fame with him and the private issues that he's dealing with as he's collapsing into grief and addiction?
Well, ultimately, as is the way with celebrities, a lot of his mistakes and his struggles played out in the public eye through paparazzi following him everywhere and articles and the age of social media and stuff. And I guess the main sort of point of the book where it takes a turn one way or another is he meets a mysterious stranger who offers him a way out of the fame game without spoiling too much. And yeah, he kind of has to decide whether he wants to remain famous or if he wants to go down this new route with the stranger and what that would entail and what the implications would be. And he kind of has a really heavy decision to make because he kind of gets to the point of he's had a really dramatic low, which is followed by another spell in rehab, and he comes out sober, and he just doesn't fathom how he can go on like he was, being the big celebrity and all that stuff, and being on stage and being famous sober. So he reaches a crossroads and he has to make a bit of a decision.
Wow. Okay. So now you've mentioned the stranger. Now I got to bring that up.
Yeah.
The stranger, without giving out too much,
Mm.
is gives an offer that is terrifying and seductive. Where did
Mm.
the idea of, I don't know if I can say it without giving away too much. What, where did the idea of total erasure come from? And what does that represent psychologically for Bobby at that point in his life?
Okay, so it came from the idea of there's always been conspiracy theories about um, people like Elvis and Michael Jackson, and did they really die, or did they fake a whole death so they could escape fame and just live a nice quiet life? And it kind of draws from that the inspiration of what the Stranger's offering, and yeah, it kind of I suppose at first when Bobby's in a sort of he's at a film premiere, sober, first public appearance since he's spent in rehab, and he's struggling. He's having a panic attack, and the stranger says, "Look, I can make all this go away. Do you want to know more?" And initially, he's probably quite excited about that because he's had enough and he's struggling, and he thinks, "Yeah, I don't want to be famous anymore. I don't want all this rubbish that comes along with it." But then, as he gets to know the stranger more, and the details are given to him of just what the offer entails, it's then that trade off and do I really want this or do I not want this, and then kind of the whole decision making, and then once the decision is made as well, there's a point later on down the line where he kind of second guesses if it was the right decision that he made, and kind of regret starts creeping in a little bit.
Have you seen that movie, American Satan, maybe with Andy Black? Am I
Don't
making
think
that up?
I've heard of it. I think I've heard of something very similar, but I've not seen it.
I may have just made that whole thing up. I feel like it's got Andy Black. Not is it Black? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna put it here. Boop. Uh, this book reminds me a little bit of that movie, and I will put it here because I don't remember. I think it's called American Satan. But it kind of has that alcohol, drug, going down a dark path, very gritty and trying to figure out how to come out of it. It reminds me a lot of that. Anyway, I'm
Mm.
so sorry. It doesn't matter because I can't remember what it's called. All right, I'm sorry. Continue. My bad.
So, Karl, Birmingham isn't just the setting. It's part of Bobby's identity.
Yep.
How much of your own upbringing did that shape the emotional texture of the novel, even beyond like the physical location of Birmingham?
Yeah, I think it showed a lot, and there's a lot of me in the book, especially in his upbringing. He grew up on the street where I grew up. He went to the schools that I went to. There's one
Carl, are
section
you
of
Bobby?
no. I I maybe wish I was the rock star Bobby, without
Sorry.
all the trappings of fame, but I can't play an instrument or sing a note to save my life, so no, I'm not. But
I feel that pain.
there's there's a part of it where he's in a garage band at school, and I was kind of in a garage band at school, in as much as I knew three lads that used to jam, and I'd just bash away on the keyboard and try and make a melody and then drip feed them lyrics. Um, and I've name dropped all three of them in the book as well. So if they ever read it, they'll be quite happy.
Aw.
But yeah, there's a lot of my sort of upbringing in Bobby's upbringing, but it's not like for like his parents aren't my parents in any
Hmm.
way whatsoever. I have siblings, he doesn't have any siblings, but people that know the area will read it and they'll recognize landmarks and locations. And yeah, he meets a girl who's from Solihull, which isn't far away, and
Yeah,
people recognize landmarks kind of there as well. So yeah, it's got a lot of local interest.
Is that why you
yeah,
chose that as a location because you knew it well?
Yeah, definitely. You're right what you know about. And also, I like the fact that Bobby starts off in a boy band, like a manufactured boy band for a talent show. But then when he goes solo, he says, I want to pay nod to the Birmingham musical heritage of heavy metal. And his solo career, he forges himself as a rock star. And he cites music that his dad brought him up on, like Ozzy Osbourne and Sabbath and Judas Priest and ELO and bands like that. So it pays a tribute to Birmingham's musical heritage as well.
It sounds like your book needs a soundtrack. Just saying.
It had one throughout the writing process. There's a Bobby playlist on Spotify, and it's yeah, it's full of all that sort of music.
Nice. So we can go back and read it and then listen to the music as we go. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and to give it the extra musical element as well, there's actually I think it's 12 or 13 songs within the story that Bobby's written in full lyrical structure in the book. So it gives it that little bit of extra layering that you can read some of his lyrics.
Need to pass it off to a band. Let them make you some money.
Yeah.
Now, much of the tension in the book really comes more from the silence than the action itself, it seems. So these quiet moments that are very full of cravings and shame and memory, was this intentional to kind of build it this way? And if so, how did you maintain the suspense without the constant plot movement?
It was intentional, yeah, because people often learn a lot about themselves in the silence, and kind of a lot of emotions come into play. And this, yeah, the suspense I used it. I suppose he lives quite erratically, within addiction and mental health and stuff, and I tried to keep the suspense as erratic and unpredictable as I could to reflect that. So it's kind of like that whole you don't know what he's going to do next or what situation he's going to find himself in next, or can he go any lower than this, turn over the page? Yes he can. um
So
yeah,
it's an
so
uplifting book, is what I'm hearing. I'm gonna
there's
feel
bits
great as we finish it.
there's bits of it that were uplifting. I actually was with my mother earlier and I gave her a copy of the book, and I told her this book's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you love, it's going to make you scream, it's going to make you cry, and it's going to break your heart. It's got a bit of everything.
that's what we
Like
want
it's
from our books.
not all
As the
doom and
man who
gloom.
can't sell himself, he's like, oh no, I'm so humble. It's gonna make you laugh and cry,
Yeah, because
make you
obviously,
love.
it makes the way I talk about it sometimes makes it sound like it's all dark and it's doom and it's gloom, but he has to get to a high to fall from. So there are some nice bits in there, especially early on. You know, he finds love, he becomes a father. But then, yeah, he gets to that high, and then it's all down from there.
Wow.
Oh, this
So
is
do you think
impressive.
do you think during the novel do you believe Bobby's seeking forgiveness, escape, or something else entirely?
I think there's elements of seeking forgiveness. There's elements of seeking validity. There's also kind of seeking escape. Um, Certainly, the one bit of it where he's falling in love and he's becoming a father, he's seeking, a purpose outside of himself and a kind of true happiness or what happiness should be. Um, and then, yeah, obviously towards the end, escape and maybe even a touch of redemption towards the very latter stages of it. And guilt comes into it as well quite a bit at the end.
So you're exploring the whole array of emotions.
Yeah, definitely,
So if you're in your feels, maybe take a
definitely.
pause on before you read this book and get into a better headspace. Are you
Maybe,
trying
yeah,
to make us
maybe.
sad, Carl? Is that what you're trying to do? Make us sad?
I'm trying to what I tried to do with the book throughout writing it was provoke an emotion, provoke emotions, provoke thoughts. Also, it was making me teary writing the really dark section, but then my girlfriend kindly reminded me that if it's making me feel like that, it will make the reader feel that, and that's it's there to challenge emotions and to provoke thought.
I think we all like to read books that challenge something with us. Otherwise, it's just, and we all love the fluff pieces that are quick and easy to read, but it
Yeah,
is good to have something that's dark and deep and makes you think. And one of the things that I think this book reminds me of is the whole celebrity culture and how that is a huge thing, especially becoming. I'm not going to bring it up, but we all know that there are a lot of things that are unfolding publicly with celebrities. And of course, it makes it feel this novel does sort of touch on the whole predatory side of that and it not just being this glamorous. Were you aiming to critique the idea of fame or,
absolutely.
or just the system surrounding it or everything? You were just
Yeah, it's
being
looking at
honest.
it's looking at the idea that the press love nothing more than to watch a downfall of a celebrity and somebody big. They love to stick the knife in and put the nail on the coffin, quite literally in some cases. The biggest one that comes to mind that I have a lot of knowledge around through kind of knowing a bit of her family through working in recovery is Amy Winehouse. Everybody could see she was unwell. Everybody could see she was struggling, but it didn't stop the media just going on a witch hunt, and that was probably what caused their death ultimately. Certainly morally.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like we both know that the British tabloids, they are relentless
Mm,
motherfuckers, and they will not stop. They don't have any remorse whatsoever.
That's not just the British tabloids, that's all tabloids.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
people. Okay, let's be real. That's all people. People love the story of someone who's falling. Just like if
yeah,
you were to fall down, leaving that room, I would laugh at you. We all enjoy looking and laughing at somebody else's pain because it means if someone is looking at you, they aren't looking at me.
And it's actual psychology, I think, with famous people as well, because we can sit in our sort of working class roots and look at them and think, oh God, they've got everything that I could even wish for. So when things start going wrong for them, we kind of, in an almost karma type way, we kind of we're like, yeah, let's bring them down a peg or two. It'd be nice to see them
yeah.
brought down a peg or two.
That's because we're
And
terrible. Humans are terrible.
yeah,
I think I send that text message to LJ at least once a day that says people suck.
yeah,
I don't know why
yeah.
we're like that. It's just something about making people wanting to feel, I guess because we feel bad. I don't know.
Mm.
We're terrible human beings. I'm not, but everybody else is a terrible human being.
Yeah, you're above us all,
I know.
Amara. Yeah.
I gotta bring it up a little bit. It's so sad right now. All
So
right, go
I mean,
ahead. I'm
talking
sorry.
about yeah, I mean speaking about terrible and flawed people. Readers often describe Bobby as flawed yet impossible to abandon. What makes a character redeemable to you as a writer, even when they make devastating choices or wrong choices?
I think it's the fact that in the early stages of the book, you kind of get to know him and his upbringing, and kind of through the process of falling in love and becoming a father, you get to know him morally, and that he's quite a nice guy underneath all the carnage and all the wreckage. And then when the wreckage gets bad, you're almost clinging to the fact that that underneath it all, there's a good guy, and
Mhm.
he's all right, and he stands for the right things, even if he has lost his way. And I think that's what a lot of it is. I think a lot of it is kind of knowing that he's not as bad as some of the situation he's in towards the end of the book. And you just almost want to grab him and give him a shake and tell him to get his act together, or make everything all right for him, or just give him a hug.
Yeah.
Because, deep
Just
down
want to hug Bobby now.
he's an all right guy. He's just lost his way
Haven't
a
we
bit.
all at some point,
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
me? I'm sorry. Before I get to the question that I really, 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 really want to ask, without giving us any spoilers, how dark is this book going to get? What do we need to warn the readers about? Do you have trigger warnings? What do we need to tell people? Like, hey, this is a great book. Be prepared for X, Y, and Z.
I always refer to it as the tragedy. So there's one brutal, very sudden tragedy that happens that changes everything forever for Bobby and his life and the landscape of his life. And when you get to it, you'll know that you're there, and it might be uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, it needs to stay there, and it needs to happen for the rest of the story to unfold in the way that it does. It's necessary. People asked me while I was writing it, I was sharing them the premise of what that section was about, and they were like, "You can't put that in the book. That's too dark. You can't do that." And then I kind of counter argued it with the sort of ripple effects of that event throughout the rest of the book. And I kind of said, you know what? Yeah, it needs to stay. It needs to happen. That's setting up the whole back end of the book in terms of ripple effects from
It's
that
getting
event.
good reviews so far, I've noticed. And when we close the book, what do you want us to take away from it?
That's I suppose that the fame game is brutal sometimes with the tabloids. That sometimes with these celebrities that are struggling, we need to have more sort of compassion and understanding rather than just trying to document all the carnage. Maybe trying to set support for them more than
There's a human being behind the persona, right? That's the message.
and it kind of then explores, that idea of he's obviously getting off of that escape, and there's the immediate sort of reward to that, to his psyche, and it then explores kind of, is that instant validation worth it in the long term? And I think on a bigger level, it poses that question. If you get offered instant gratification, sometimes it's not for the best in the long term, and it kind of poses a question around that.
I almost
But
don't
yeah,
want to ask this
come
question, but
away
I'm
with
going.
it.
I'm.
I want people to come away from it, I guess, kind of loving Bobby, also maybe
I
being a
already
bit,
love Bobby. I want to hug Bobby.
yeah, being a bit upset for him, being a bit angry at him for some of the choices he's made, and the consequences of those choices, but ultimately loving him and remembering him long after the last page closes, I guess.
We will get back to your book, but if I don't do this now, I'm not going to have the courage to do it. Have you ever seen that show,
Hot ones.
Hot Ones, where the guy interviews celebrities while they're eating hot wings?
Yes, I don't think I've seen the show, but I saw it when it started on YouTube. It started, didn't it, or TikTok or something. I saw the original sort of episodes, and then obviously a TV station jumped on it and said, "Let's make feature episodes."
Yeah, so they ask a lot of really random questions, and so I have one of those really random questions. Karl, where do you get your best ideas?
When I'm led in the bath, usually, yeah, that's usually my
So does that
time.
explain why we get a bath picture of you on Instagram?
Yeah, there isn't there? I forgot about that. Is that my current Instagram or my old one?
No,
This
that's
is
your
the
current one,
current
Carl.
one.
How damn is that?
And it says I get my best ideas in the
Oh
bath.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
I figured at this point it's just best to do the deep dive on every person I interview onto their social media. And then that's what I
Yeah,
found was a picture of
yeah,
you in the bath. Can you explain that for us, Karl?
yeah. That's my that's my creative space. Not intentionally, but it ends up being. I normally now have to go into the bath with notes open on my phone, and I'll normally vocally dictate stuff. I'll because I can spend an hour in the bath quite easily.
Did you take
Because
that
some of
photo
my days,
yourself?
yeah, so some of my days are quite chaotic mental health wise,
It's
and I
very
find that
artsy.
a bath of an evening, yeah, I lie there and I reflect, have a herbal tea, and yeah, I'll often while I'm sat there, I'll have ideas will ping away, and I'll dictate to my phone and then pick them back up at a later point. But yeah, it's yeah, either that or going for a walk sometimes. But recently, anyway, in the UK, going for a walk hasn't really been an activity I've been able to do because it has felt like it's been non-stop raining for about 6 months now,
That's
This
what
and I
is
don't
LJ
like.
has said, but I think we're bypassing the fact that we've all seen you in the bathtub.
Yeah, not fully.
Yeah. I
Tastefully,
mean, that's the tease to your OnlyFans, right, Carl?
yeah, tastefully so. Yeah, tastefully so.
Do you have an OnlyFans I can go ahead and just plop on the screen for everybody to go and check out?
Nobody's paying for that. Believe me, nobody's paying for that.
We're all indie authors. We're not making money. We have to find new avenues of revenue.
Of revenue.
Yeah, nobody's paying. Believe me.
Well, when I say I debated asking that for like 3 days, and I just have to. I have to because
But,
I've seen more of Karl than I've seen of a lot of people, including my husband in a while. So I just,
yeah, I must stress it's done tastefully. It's done
sure.
tastefully. I think it's shoulders up, isn't it? Generally, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well, I
wondering
mean,
how that process is of you in the bathtub being like, I'm gonna take this photo. I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna
What
put
it
my
was,
hand through my hair. I'm gonna
I
make it,
used to be right. So I used to be a photographer,
oh,
and
so it is
I
artsy.
a collection of photos for an exhibition about sort of mental health and addiction. And there was a lot of pictures sort of depicting my life quite candidly and a few other people I knew. And that was one of mine because it spoke of the importance of that to me spiritually, getting in the bath every night and just kind of unwinding and having a herbal tea. And I thought, you know what, if I'm going to like portray my life, that's quite an important part. So I just got the guts to do it and tried to make it look a bit arty.
It's a very good photo. It just was a shock when I'm like, scroll, scroll. Whoa, there's Karl.
Yeah.
Don't make me feel bad about this by bringing up mental health. That makes me feel guilty.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I
You're no
didn't
longer
warn
above us
you.
all now.
My mum and my nan had a very similar reaction at the time that photo was first published about 6 years ago.
Well, I think LJ commented on it and was talking
I
about how,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that you're a massive fan of Football Manager, and so am I. I've been playing it since I was 10 years old, and I saw that and I was like, I must comment. And
Yeah.
that was before I scrolled all the way. But yeah, let's steer the conversation to something that Amara's going to find very boring, and the 25 people that are watching this are going to find boring. What's your current Football Manager save?
It is currently my team
What does that even
Birmingham
mean? What?
10 because if you're a player of the game, you'll know we brag about who our current saves are. So that's the team that we're currently playing as. Yeah, I did a few saves on the new Football Manager, and then I got a transfer window update for January just gone.
Yeah.
When our owners once again bought in some fantastic signings, and I've started again with those signings to see if I can make it happen.
Okay.
I have no idea what either of you just said.
There is a bit of an American link to it though in my team because we're owned by an American guy, Tom
Tom
McManaman.
Brady. Yeah.
I
Tom
know
Tom
Tom.
Brady.
Brady
I know
part
Tom
owner.
Brady. I'm.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
It
he's
doesn't
part
matter.
owner in my. Yeah,
This is not a conversation for me. Is it soccer or is that
It's
what you're talking
football.
about? Or like
it's
Amer
football.
I
Yeah,
know it's
football.
football there, but is this game that you're talking about like American football? Because it's owned by
No,
Tom
soccer,
Brady?
soccer as you know it. Yeah,
Okay. Soccer is better.
yeah.
I like
I'm not
soccer.
saying
I
that word.
played soccer. I coach soccer,
Mm, brilliant.
but I have no idea what y'all are talking about. So awesome. All right. So
I'm
you
not
are a
sure
member
Tom
of the
Brady. I'm sure Tom Brady does half the time, but our fans are an excitable bunch, and he just goes with the vibe.
I still have no idea what you just said. In all fairness, I haven't slept in a while. So um I heard Tom Brady in there somewhere. Your accent is very thick. And
Is it? See, I don't think it is. I think
I'm from Alabama.
yeah, people say this to me all the time that my accent's quite brummy, as we call it, quite thick. But I I don't. I've no friends that have got a broader accent, and
I would say
mine
I've met people that have got a broader accent than you, Carl. Yeah,
mine's got more of a Sony Hall side to it. It's a bit
yeah.
better.
I can tell you're from the area, but it's yeah. I've heard Vicar of Birmingham accent.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
Just to shame you a little bit there, Amara.
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Now, Karl, you are part of the Indie Author Club. We all know how much that's fun. As an indie author who's out there, what's the hardest part?
I always say I struggle with the middle section. So I'm great at the beginning of writing a novel. Like it's exciting, it's nice. I get the first 20,000 words done in no time. And then I kind of through the middle section, I struggle. Like it can become a crawl at times to even get 1,000 words a day down. But then once I kind of get towards I suppose the 70-80% mark of what I think the book's going to be, it then picks back up again because you can see the finish line and you kind of work them soon. But I always find writing the middle part of the book a bit challenging and a bit tedious at times. But it's necessary because that's where you kind of build your layers, isn't it? And where you kind of you give it the substance to set the ending up. But yeah, I always get a little lethargic in the middle section.
I did warn everybody when they were reading my book that the middle feels like it's being drugged down. And I think
Yeah.
it's because it was being drugged down by me for me. So maybe it doesn't read that way, but it felt that way writing it. Uh, what I meant was, is promoting easy for you?
With the first two novels, it wasn't, but then I've made a considered effort with this one to. I watched a lot of sort of, you have that period when you finish a manuscript, you kind of leave it untouched for a month or two and then go
Yeah.
back to it for editing. I spent that time reading endless articles, watching endless YouTube videos on how to do marketing right, and I feel I'm giving it a bit of a better go this time around, and I'm finding it maybe a little bit easier. I still don't have all the answers, and I don't think any of us do, to be honest. But I've kind of learned a lot more, let's say, and that's kind of helping me a little bit. But it's not easy by any stretch. It really isn't. It takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of effort sometimes.
Have you made a
Um,
lot of money yet? Because we're waiting to find out who's making the money because it's not us.
no, no. And let's be honest, if any of us wanted to do it for money, then we'd all be extremely deluded, I think, because Yeah, you're not in it to make money. You're in it because you think you've got a story worth telling, and generally because you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
And I certainly enjoy what I do, and that's enough for me. If I end up making a few quid out of it in the end, then yeah, there's always something on my Amazon wish list, but I'm not banking on it anytime soon.
I saw the video of you getting your book in your hand for the first time. How did that feel?
That is an amazing feeling. It really is. That is probably for me one of the biggest reward moments in the whole writing journey. It was with the first two novels, and it was with Bobby that you kind of spend months on end working on this bit of literature, and it feels never ending. Sometimes it feels difficult sometimes, and then when you actually receive your parcel and you've got your book printed in your hand, it's an unrivaled feeling.
You looked so
It's
happy. You look like a little boy.
I always am. I always am. It blows my mind every single time.
Well, is
Every
there anything that we need to know about where we can find your books? Where are they? How much did they cost?
so they're
Where
on,
can we stalk you?
yeah, they're on Amazon. I've also opened a Newman page as well for direct buying. I do a few book events over here in the UK, but I have a website and there's an option to order directly from me on there. There will be a special edition of Bobby coming out later this year as well, um, which will entail a hard back version of the book with sprayed edges and a bookmark. And I've used an AI website to turn the lyrics into music. So I'll be burning those onto a CD as well, which will be included with the special edition, which you'll be able to purchase from me directly.
So you're
Um,
literally doing a soundtrack.
yeah, I did. Well, I made the lyrics into tracks ages ago. I just obviously I can't publish them widely because of sort of copyright issues with the AI sites and all that sort of stuff,
Mhm.
and the AI haters as well that jump all over it and slag me off no end. But
I was about to
um,
ask, how are you going to face all the people who are going to be mad at
so
you?
it's going to literally be just a thing for the limited edition, and it will have the warning slapped on it that this is AI generated from the lyrics written in the book and is not intended for reshare or whatever. And
You'll have
that'll
to
be what it.
yeah, you have to keep us posted on that because I know we're here to talk about you, Carl, but Amara and I are working on a collaboration that involves music. We have written lyrics and songs for the book, and we have also put them into AI. We've used Suno. This video is not sponsored, and
But if you want
we
to,
but it. I mean, for me, as writing these songs, for me to hear them whilst I'm writing the book, it just adds so much more depth for me as a writer to know exactly how the lyrics that we've put down on paper sound. Um,
Absolutely.
so, I mean, for us, like AI is, well, for me, AI is been an incredibly useful tool. And like, I'm not gonna put the music out there to make money, but like, if people relate to our book, then why wouldn't we want to put that music out there? And that should be the
I'm going
same
to
for
put
you
mine
with
out there
Bobby.
for money because I wrote it, I played it, and I sang it. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Amara, in fairness, is actually a musician and a husband. She has an unfair advantage. Mortals like me and you, Carl, we can't sing, we can't play any instruments, but we can write. And
Yeah.
for us, using the AI is a useful tool.
it does, and it
It
also
is.
puts you in that mindset while you're writing to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I get where some of the hate comes from because ultimately we don't want a market that's oversaturated with AI stuff.
absolutely.
Um, but at the same time, for personal usage inside your four walls, if it acts as a kind of tool to, as you said, to kind of hear your words aloud. Um, and for me, sometimes the characters in my book, certainly in the first two books, I created AI images of them, and I had like a gallery on my wall of all of them, and it helped me visualize them when I was writing them.
Yeah.
So I think it can have its uses for personal use, but I think the issue is more than people exploiting it on a commercial level.
It's a tough line to walk because like I drew my covers and they're not great. Uh, Now I'm redrawing them because I think I can do better. But it's really, if as an indie author, all of us are, and we're not making money, we want to be able to hire people to do those things,
Yeah.
but we can't always afford it. And I don't know if you're getting the constant hit up on your Instagram that's like, hey, can if you want to do some artwork, I do it on commission, and I appreciate it, but I have to tell all of them, look, I'm broke. I mean, I have a big girl job, but I also have bills, and I
Mm.
can't spend that money on this.
I
I
tend
think using AI as a tool is not necessarily a bad. This is going to get me canceled. I'm going to shut up.
I think it's, as I said, that's that difference of using it as a tool on a personal level and then using it commercially.
Yeah.
Right,
We're not using it to write our books. We are
No.
using it to help visualize, like you said, like create our characters' faces for us so we can visualize them, create the music so we can hear it. We're enabling our senses almost using AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't condone it for people writing a book with it. I don't,
No.
but if
And one
someone
part
wants
of
to
it,
visualize something for their character to be able to kind of see what that person looks like in their head and have it in front of them, I, I don't see anything wrong with that.
one example would be from my own journey in editing. The last stage of my editing is always a listen through. So I'll use like AI text to speech.
Okay.
And I find that helpful because I can stare at a page all day long, but if I hear something aloud, I can hear where the mistakes are. But I'm then not about to turn that into an audio book and try and pass it off as an audio book commercially. It's literally for personal use for my editing, nothing else.
I'm trying to get LJ to do my audiobook, but he won't. I'm with
I've
you.
actually got an audio book about it.
Oh, so
I'll
there
be
is going
real.
to be one?
There is, yeah.
Who's reading it?
I've been. It's a guy called Mark. I went on ACX and I put it out there for audition. And this guy came back to me. He said, I'm from Birmingham originally. I've worked in the music industry for years. Straight away, this story piqued my interest. Can I do it? And he started now sending me the chapters recorded. And all I have to do now is listen through them, make sure they're all right, approve it, and then it will be for sale as an audio book.
That's exciting. I don't
My
want to
first
pay somebody. I'm too cheap.
Well, this is the thing with ACX. There's three options. You can either do full payment to the voice actor, and then you earn 100% of the royalties. You can do a partial money to the producer, and you get more of the royalties. Or if you're broke like I am, you can offer nothing up front, 50-50 split on sales. And he kindly agreed to that. So it's cost me nothing to get this audio book up there.
It's free if I just ask a friend to do it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't have any
Yeah.
friends, so I'm quite an introvert by nature, so yeah.
Same. And all of my
Same.
friends said no.
I wouldn't the food friendships I have I cherish, so I wouldn't want to ask them to because then if I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable critiquing them, or I wouldn't want to ruin the friendship by making it about business. So I quite like the ACX platform for what it's given me with Mark.
Well, that's the one good thing about my friendship with LJ is that we don't mind telling each other that they're wrong and they're stupid and their stuff is dumb. We thrive on that.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify before we log off that we talked about AI. We are not supporters. We know what it does to the environment. We understand. We're not one way or the other. We know it's bad for the environment, right? Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
I get the roots of the argument, because there is this whole idea that, AI is stealing authors' work and artists' work and
And
kind
we
of re
acknowledge that happens. So we're not going, we want to stay on the right side of this.
happens and it's not right, but it can have its uses to a low level personal use. It can have its uses sometimes.
That's a good way to say it. For personal use as a tool, we're fine with that, but we know that it does bad things to the environment.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
why I don't use it and I use my own and I write my own and I draw my own and I play my own, LJ.
Yeah.
Um, and they're terrible and it takes a lot of time. Karl, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for having me. It's
Who's the guy on the cover?
it's Bobby.
Well, I know that, but like who he's hot. Who is that?
Well,
We're not
it's
gonna talk about it.
little bit of this, little bit of that.
I, we aren't gonna
Human
talk
greed.
about it. We're gonna let it go. Well, anything else that you got there, buddy, pal, friend?
Uh, no, no, but on the subject of you saying he's hot, quite a few people I know have said, like in my author group that I'm part of, they've said, "Oh, he's quite hot. I think I want to read that." I said he might be, but I'll tell you one thing: if your daughter brought him home, you'd be mortified. He's
Look,
that kind
all
of
I care
guy.
about is does he have a nice voice? That's all I need to know. He could be ugly as hell as long as he has a nice voice. I'm happy.
I think I'd like to think he's got a nice voice when he wants to have. Although obviously he thinks he's a rock star, so he doesn't always portray the nicer side of his voice.
I
He
am
likes
too. I'm a rock star. I don't portray my voice either,
he likes to be very gritty and loud and
as we
yeah,
are, as
yeah,
we rock stars are.
absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
We're going to quit bothering you and let you get back to your day. But it was
So,
great talking to you. You were very excited about Bobby. I'm guessing there's going to be more coming from you in the future, and we look forward to it.
thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.